Since I got back from combat, I spent 7 years trying to fix myself and bury everything and tell me nothing was wrong. Since starting my treatment about 3 years ago, I have thought I've gotten better. I've seen a lot of improvement. I will step back from the treatment, but I've never fully stopped the treatment because I see the progress and things are getting easier. I can go out in public again. I can be in a crowd. I'm able to go do things with my children now.
It was a struggle every day to get up, to go to sleep. I ended up having a service dog. 5 years ago, even 2 years ago, somebody cut me off on the expressway coming to Boston. Man, if I didn't chase him down and throw a finger or, that was the norm.
I was in the Air Force for 1 month shy of 15 years. I had 2 combat deployments, Iraq in 2005 and Afghanistan in 2007, both with Army units as a ground medic. There's a lot of guilt. All of the guys that didn't come home, that were under my care, I was holding in and blaming myself for. And carrying that with you for a couple years, a lot of stronger emotions that stem from hating yourself for not being better.
I was medevaced out of Iraq in May of 2003. I had spent 2001 and 2002 in Afghanistan, right after 9/11. They discharged me in January of 2004, and I hadn't gone back to work at the Navy for like 6 months. I was a lieutenant commander, and then I just disappeared off the face of the earth. I was married, kids. We ended up moving up in the middle of the mountains up in Seattle, near Seattle, Washington, up in the Cascades. I mean, it was basically a place to run to and hide.
I was scared to come back from Iraq. Thought it might hurt someone I love.
One of the ways that we hope that veterans and their family members eventually will be able to express themselves in a way that works for them is through making a song, which we're calling collaborative songwriting. So it's both the process of making the song with the songwriter, as well as the process of listening to the song, that we really hope will help veterans express themselves and think about and process their thoughts and feelings and behaviors in a way that they may not have done before.
Probably one of the most emotionally draining, and I would even say it was almost physically and mentally draining as well. Experiences over that couple hours that I sat with Jim and came up with this song, which was hard to believe, and it was all about telling a story.
The writer that I worked with definitely was very easy to talk to. I forgot that I was talking about myself at parts, and it definitely helped break down some of the walls. When you're working with a counselor, you tend to keep some walls up because you're always afraid of giving too much information. When he was writing the song, the walls came down because I just wanted to finish the song.
There's a real power to some of those songs because they were written by someone that lived that powerful experience.
And I'll tell you, for the first week, it was pretty goddamn difficult listening to that without crying. I shared it with my family, my wife, and my children. I want to say it's definitely opened their eyes as to kind of give them an inkling of what I've been through. Especially, my kids, they're 12, 14, and 15. And I feel like I missed the whole first 10 years of their life. And in the song I talk, my kids will never know what I was like before all of this.
My kids will never know. It's been a struggle.
I was actually listening to it twice most days. When I started getting frustrated, put the song on and it kind of grounded me. It made me think of traffic sucks. I'm gonna get through it. My day can get better from there. When I listen to it quiet at home at night, hey, I'm dealing with this problem today. Tomorrow's a new day. It has served as an inspiration to remind me of the path I'm on.
Looking back just pushes me forward. Fighting to feel the hope that I thought I'd never see.
This study was really to see, does collaborative songwriting help veterans? We didn't really ask the question, what is it about collaborative songwriting that helps them to feel better? So we essentially gave everyone a Fitbit and we tracked both their physiological outcomes such as heart rate, number of steps, and sleep quality, as well as psychological outcomes at the beginning of the study and at the end of the study.
We're really lucky to be in this environment through Harvard Medical School and through the hospital system where we can collaborate with others doing really interesting work in mindfulness and meditation and other complementary therapies that you can actually measure something that is serological, a measure of biomarker that we can further validate what we're showing.
My PTSD has affected my family. And again, that's the part that really hit home for me was, I'm a good dad now. I have it in me with a little more treatment to be a great dad.